What's up, guys? It's Mike back with another video, and today I want to talk about Michael Myers and what makes him such an effective villain, what makes him such a scary character in film, and particularly, in combination with the original movie, why it's so effective. And the inspiration for this video really came about a couple of weeks ago when I woke up in the middle of the night to what you could only describe as a bad dream. Nightmares are not really a thing that you experience as you get older, but you still have uncomfortable dreams, and this is one such moment. It's a dream that I've had to a lesser extent continuously for the last 33 years, probably since seeing Halloween in 1988, 89. The year escapes me. Remember being about 12 years old, so around about 1988, seeing it on TV for the first time and watching that movie for the first time as a kid. I had horrendous nightmares for a good few weeks after watching the film. And as time goes on, you get older, they become less frequent, but they still happen. It may be originally I'll be having these nightmares every few weeks, then as you get older, then you'd probably every few months, and by the time I got into my sort of late teens, early 20s, by that point they weren't really nightmares. They were, more just like uncomfortable dreams. You wake up, you grab a drink of water, and you go back to sleep. But when you're a kid, when you was like 12, 13, waking up like in a cold sweat and not being able to get back to sleep and just praying for daylight, it was just a really, really effective way to scare someone, that original movie with that character. And just the fact that even at the age of 45 I was still able to have a dream about being stalked by Michael Myers, it really says something about the impact that movie had on me as a child. And I think that there's a point to be made for kids being exposed to horror films, because that film would never have had that impact on me as an adult. It would, and as much as I would have loved the film, it wouldn't have resonated with me as much as it did as a kid. And okay, it can fuck you up a little bit in the head growing up, but it helps you grow as a person, being exposed to this sort of stuff. But really just wanted to look at today what it was that made Michael Myers, and that first film in particular, such a powerful tool, powerful device for scaring people, especially people of my age at the time. And I suppose there'll be kids, growing up today who might experience Halloween for the first time as 11 or 12-year-old or even younger, and they'll probably have maybe similar experiences to what I did. But I think there's a reason why Michael over Freddy or Jason, not really going into any of the other horror icons of the 80s, but focusing on these three. For a kid growing up in suburbia back in the day, this was always far more believable in terms of a horror movie as Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th, because at the end of the day, if I didn't want to go to a summer camp, I wouldn't go to a summer camp. If I was that paranoid about being attacked by an axe-wielding, machete-wielding maniac with a hockey mask, I'd just stay out of the woods. I'd stay away from summer camp. With Freddy Krueger, clearly somebody attacking you in your dreams is nonsense. By the time I got to 12 years old, obviously I'm fully aware that could never happen. But it's different with Halloween, because there is nothing to stop just some random guy putting a mask on and going on a killing spree in somebody's neighbourhood. And I think that's what resonated with me so much growing up. The way the movie shot Haddonfield, even though it was a district of Pasadena, which is a stone's throw from Los Angeles, it totally gave off the vibe of some Midwestern town in Illinois, which is what Haddonfield is supposed to be. with the white picket fences, and as they say in the film, people just being lined up to be carved up. I think Sheriff Brackett puts it in along those lines. And growing up in not too dissimilar circumstances to Haddonfield, this resonated with me particularly as a 12-year-old, and the idea that somebody could just come into your house, or be lurking around the back garden or the front garden with a knife and a mask was all too real, and I think that's one of the reasons why it just had such an impact, to the point where 20, 30 years later, still getting these bad dreams to a point, and just the very reason why I never ever had any sort of issues with Freddy Krueger or Jason Voorhees growing up. It was always a fun time. Halloween was always a fun time, but you knew when you went to bed that night, there was always a chance that he was going to come to you in your dreams. Which, yeah, I mean, that was John Carpenter's just masterclass. Just that was just his work of genius, and the way that film just worked so well for me. So that was it. That's basically it, guys. It was just a short video to explain, why that film means so much to me, and why I think it's so effective. But yeah, as I say, let me know in the comments, what films affected you as a kid growing up. What films gave you nightmares growing up? What gave you repeated nightmares? Which horror icons, which films just left you waking up in a cold sweat? So let me know in the comments below, guys, and please like and please subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.